Ranking member has been very gracious, Senator Kim, and said that you are next. We're going from east to west.
Thank you. Thank you all for joining up. Mr. Gleason, I'd like to just start with you. I guess I just wanted to just get a sense from you, how is Amtrak doing? If you were to give it a grade, how would you grade it?
Well, again, I'm not part of the Amtrak organization.
Well, I know, and neither am I, but I certainly have my opinions about how it's doing. I'd be interested
I think
in
it's
yours.
doing pretty good. I recently took the auto train to Florida. It went well. I ride the Acela. I've ridden the California Zephyr. I've ridden the trains all over. I think they're doing better, but they could probably do better. There's no question about that. I'm a proponent of passenger rail. I think.
No, and I read your testimony, and I appreciated the sentiments in there. So I guess I'm trying to get a sense of what you're going to be doing in this job. So I guess when you look at the budget, do you think the budget is at the appropriate level, too high, too low? Just trying to get a sense of where your head's at right now.
Well, I'll be one vote on the board, obviously.
Correct.
And so, but a lot will have to do about your support of Amtrak. So, I mean, you're the ones who give us the money to operate Amtrak. And,
we do so in consultation with the board.
Right. And I think that in the future that we could look into more private-public partnerships to get more revenue into Amtrak and expand it. I think there's a lot of ways to do it without just giving them taxpayers' money.
But you're not at this point in a mindset that you want to come in and cut the budget 20, 30, 40%. That's not
Absolutely not.
Good. Well, especially when it comes to the Northeast Corridor, I'll be honest with you, we're continuing the struggle. And there's been a lot of attacks over the years, a lot of proposals by colleagues of mine here, as well as during the first Trump administration, to cut budget for the Northeast Corridor. That is not something that is on your mind at this point?
No.
Well, I guess I'd just be interested in sense of your vision for Amtrak. I mean, I would quote a couple of things you said here. You said, improve and expand passenger rail service across America in a fiscally responsible manner. You also said passenger rail doesn't just move people, it drives prosperity. You agree with those statements you made are still right?
Well, absolutely. And if you read it in my statement, it's been devastating to my community to lose passenger rail
Yeah, I thought that was very powerful how you talked about it.
We have 2 trains a day. It's terrible. That's all we have coming through a town that has the main line of the Norfolk and Southern Railroad go through it. And it's isolated our town from the rest of the world. And I'm sure all over America there are towns like that. So, I think Amtrak and rail can be expanded a lot easier than building highways and a lot of other more expensive things. So I would like to, hopefully, that the support comes from the Senate and the government to expand Amtrak, and we need to look at other ways that we can fund this expansion.
Yeah.
Every senator so far has talked about trains that are running now in their states, and they're very happy about it, and their people want it. And I mentioned before, the younger people of America are riding trains a lot more. The ridership in Amtrak is younger.
Yeah,
and many people
right.
today don't have driver's licenses, they don't have cars, they want to use public transportation, they want to ride Amtrak.
Well, I hope that I hope I can count on you then to work with me, because I feel like so often what happens here in Congress in the years that I've been here is we're just trying to tread water. We're just trying to stop cuts from happening. But I like someone to work with where we could actually lay out what a vision of this going forward would look like. Mr. Fink, I wanted to just turn to you. If you could just explain to us very clearly and succinctly, what is the main mission of FRA?
The main mission of FRA is to make sure that the safety in railroads for the public, freight, passenger, that's it, safety.
Yeah, and I think that's something that I share with you. We had a number of cases in New Jersey last summer where we had problems between our New Jersey Transit as well as the Amtrak, and it was causing just the entire system to short out. Does that sound like a safety concern to you?
It certainly does, and we had an excellent conversation about that in your office. Every day that we're not having these issues with the pantograph is important. I think a lot of people are studying it, hoping they're getting to the bottom of it, so we don't have folks, including yourself, at Penn Station waiting.
Yeah, I mean, we just can't have the undermining. I mean, the reason people rely on these, that they want something reliable in that way, and we certainly did not see that, but also it was a safety concern.
Right.
FRA played an important role in trying to adjudicate this Do you promise that you'll work with me as well as those involved to make sure we get to the bottom of this? Because we can't have another summer, this summer, like we had last. And I'll be honest with you, I don't feel like I have the assurances yet to be able to look my constituents in the eye and tell them things are better.
You have my commitment. I've always worked cooperatively and collaboratively. Support letters from our partner that we did with Amtrak up in Maine where we started service. We were a preferred provider for Amtrak. The service we ran into Maine was always highly rated. So how we did that was getting together and sitting in a room and discussing the issues and getting to a solution. So the passengers were able to travel, Amtrak was able to run, and our freights were able to run in a safe manner.
Okay, thank you. I yield back.
Recognize the senator from